So I just recently ran the Taupo Ultra 100 Ks, and people asking me how do I maintain energy over 100 Ks, so about 9 hours. And I use something that I've termed the drip feed method. So when we start an endurance event, we want to have full glycogen stores. So glycogen is the carbohydrate we've stored in our body, muscles and liver. And that's limited, we only have so much, and we need carbohydrate for optimal performance. And so if we were to do our event and not take on any exogenous carbohydrate, no gels or sports drink or anything, we just go out and do our activity, we would eventually run out of glycogen. Depending on the intensity you're going, that will depend on the duration before that happens. And so if you were to do this and run out before you were to finish, you'd bonk, blow up, hit the wall. Okay, so you'd run out of your sort of high octane fuel, and that would make for a pretty long day in office. So what I use in terms of the drip feed method is really just a continuous intake of exogenous carbohydrate throughout the race. So every 20 minutes I'm taking on around 20 grams, 10 to 20 grams of carbohydrate. And this means that throughout the race I'm continually drip feeding carbohydrate into my system so that I don't need to rely on my glycogen as much. This means that my glycogen is being used a lot more slowly, and so it lasts longer. And this generally for me will allow me to exercise to the finish of the race without having fully depleted my glycogen stores and giving me energy to the end of the race. And one concept that's sort of ingrained in this is that carbohydrate, exogenous carbohydrate, your gels and sports drinks and bars, is not to be thought of as the fuel that is providing the energy to get you through the race. That energy predominantly is coming from the stored body fat. The carbohydrate you take in is merely acting to ensure that you're not using your glycogen at too fast a rate. So if you're thinking I'm only taking in 100 calories an hour and I'm expending somewhere near 1,000, there's no way I can finish the race. It should be just thought of as a matter of getting enough carbohydrate in that you can stomach it, so that your gastrointestinal tract isn't being overloaded, and you can support the rate of glycogen usage and get yourself to the finish without hitting the wall or exploding. So that's the drip feed method that I use for carbohydrate fueling during endurance exercise.